On our morning show today, Sally Probaska is here, and she is out here to make sure that all artists in the area are aware of an upcoming show in the Richland Center and Spring Green areas. It will be at Wyoming Valley Cultural Arts Center again this year with some special features. The entry and payment for all artists' work is coming up Saturday, March 29th, and each artist can enter up to 2 pieces of art items. There also will be artwork due on Saturday, April 5th, and the workshop will be happening on Saturday, April 19th. So good to have you in the studio with us, Sally. Can you give us a little bit of your background?
My background, I've been, as a non-professional artist, I've been drawing and enjoying art my whole life. When I had a job that was not art-related and had a family and children, I ended up really only being able to draw my children, my friends, children's friends, that type of thing to keep my interest. And then once I retired from a non-art job, I really loved learning more about art, and then easily became part of several art groups that encourage other artists to learn, to help others, that type of thing.
Is there a big group in the area of artists?
Well, it's like so many hidden hobbies or interests. Yes, the answer to that is yes, but a lot of them need encouragement to get out there and show the things that they love doing, that normally their job or their home life or whatever doesn't, is totally unrelated. And this is such a wonderful pastime for them.
And you're here to promote the fact that there's a call for non-professional artists. And we had this event on the air with us last year. It's at Wyoming Valley Cultural Arts Center in Spring Green coming up. But it's really for all ages, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, we're fairly unique. There are 20 such annual exhibits all around the state of Wisconsin. They are sponsored by a statewide organization, the Association of Wisconsin Artists. I'm part of that group, and then locally, Richland Area Arts Council, which does business as the Red Door Gallery, sponsors one of these events every year. But this event is unique in that it typically mixes adult artists with teen artists. The gallery has been supporting separately teen artists for a number of years, but what we enjoy about this particularly is having the 2 groups together, learning from each other, because as some people know, not everyone, teen artists are incredibly talented. And we have a wonderful high school teacher and middle school teacher here just in Richland Center. That's Craig Rogers. And then we also encourage all high schools around the southwestern part of Wisconsin to participate and encourage their teens to join the adult artists.
So when the teens, the high school age artists, are they selected then? Are there items or artwork selected for the show, or how does that work, Sally?
Well, honestly, we reach out to teachers. Our coordinator for the teens this year is Erin Moit-Thering, a younger woman who actually has Teens for Children. She happens to be working for the state of Wisconsin in tourism, and for the last year and then this year, Erin is reaching out to area high school teachers all over the area to encourage their students to participate. Any one of their students can participate. We even encourage kids that might be homeschooled to contact Erin, and I can provide you, Phil, with her email so that they can also participate if they want.
What kind of artwork will the students be showing? Is it strictly painting, or what do they usually enter?
Well, not surprisingly, students are really way advanced of adults. We last year had digital art. We had a video from one of the students. They are very diverse, and we encourage from both the teens and the adults to feel free to enter whatever they consider an art project. And that can be three-dimensional, it can be sculpture, it can be ceramics, it can be digital art, which is more of a new form of artistic expression. Certainly can be painting, drawing, whatever.
I've had the opportunity to be at some high school art shows or just walking through some of the displays, and they just wow me. It's just amazing what some of these kids can do, isn't it?
Really, and that's one of the things we do to sort of highlight that. When we hang the show at Wyoming Valley, which, by the way, is an incredibly beautiful venue, we commingle the student art and the adult art. And the only way you can tell the difference is the label happens to be a different color. And that's really for the benefit of the judge who goes through the artwork and appraises, what's going on, what in her or his opinion is really outstanding kinds of works. But no, the kids are incredibly talented.
Can you talk about some of the deadlines coming up, Sally, then, as far as when people can enter?
Right. Our deadline to enter is March 29th. We actually hang the show, and that's when the drop-off of art is at the venue, Wyoming Valley, which is south of Spring Green on Highway 23. That is going to be on April 5th. That's a Saturday, and we'll be there from probably 10 to noon. So that's when all the artists will drop off their work. We're lucky in that our judge has volunteered to even help us hang the art. If you have a minute, I'd like to say a little bit about her.
Sure, go ahead.
Her name is Lisa Humpke. She has been a teacher in art for many, many years. Her own work is so fun and so interesting. It's mixed media. She uses found objects, paint, fabric to create, and then she's taught both in Dodgeville and I think in Muscadet. She'll be the judge, and then she'll simply walk around the room. She'll probably see the show several different times, and then the show she'll help us hang on the 5th of April, and then the show will be up for 2 weeks, and then the final workshop day is April 19th on a Saturday.
Tell us about the workshop and what happens that day.
One of the purposes of the workshop is not just to be able to see other people's work, and there are awards that are given for different levels of expertise, but we really feel, especially the gallery feels this way, and also the overall sponsor, Association of Wisconsin Artists, that it's educational. This judge is willing to not only give certain awards that are called state awards, certain awards that are called honorable mention, but she is willing to critique one piece of every artist's work, whether or not they have been awarded at a certain level. And that's when you hear about what standard she used to make her appraisal, what kinds of improvement that she might suggest that the artist might consider for the next time. But it's usually done in a very supportive kind of way. And that's one of the reasons we think the exhibit is really beneficial, because it's really helpful and educational. And these are all people that they don't make their living by art, but they love art. They love to do art. And that's why we encourage them to take the plunge and show their art.
As an adult, I would guess you could be inspired by the young artists and vice versa, right?
It's unbelievable. I mean, really, it's humbling as an artist. I've been doing watercolor for like 20 years. I've done other kinds of things, and I'm not unusual as an adult artist. But we also find if we sponsor exhibits like this, we have the chance to bring in people that have been doing this for a long time or a short time. They're just learning, but they've never had, and it takes nerve to I'm just going to bite the bullet and enter. But I should mention, and I didn't mean to overlook this at all of this is sponsored by nonprofits. So we have a $30 entry fee. And it may seem a lot, but we have to pay honoraria to both the judge. We also have a workshop that I can tell you a little bit about. That's a different person. We have to pay for the venue. We have to pay for refreshments, all of that type of thing. But obviously, and we have to subsidize this, but it's worth every penny. Worth every penny.
I'm sure. Tell us about the presenter.
The presenter her name is Kathy Murphy. She's a multimedia artist. She does she's a wonderful photographer. She's a wonderful painter. She also does books, which I certainly am not familiar with, and I haven't done them. But she creates her own paper, the liners, she stitches them together. I mean, and they can be quite complex. What we've asked her to do for this, though, is do something very simple so that everyone who attends gets a booklet that they have made, a small booklet with apparently what's called Japanese binding, which I have certainly never done. And then she will provide all the materials. No one has to do anything about that. And so that's what, and then she'll also bring to show, because I've asked her to do this, all the different different kinds of books that she's made. It's really a fun media.
You mentioned the workshop. Could you go into a little bit more detail about that?
Well, the workshop will be probably run roughly from 9:30 to 2:30, again at Wyoming Valley, and that's on the 5th. And we provide refreshments when they come in. They can walk around the venue, which is 3 large, huge rooms, and with large windows, a wonderful hanging system. And then at 10, Kathy will do her workshop and then provide all the materials, and people will learn more about how to do that kind of process. Then people will break for lunch. In town, you can bring your own food. We will have, again, refreshments in the morning, refreshments in the afternoon, coffee, tea, lemonade, water. And then in the afternoon, the judge, Lisa Humpke, will do a short presentation, and then she will move around those 3 rooms and give a critique, again, for one piece of everybody who has entered the show, whether or not they're actually can be there. And teachers also come, which is wonderful.
We had a couple of students in here last year that displayed, and I think one of them was already maybe even selling some of their things, So
yeah.
That's probably another opportunity, Sally, is to kind of network and kind of figure out, pick each other's brains and see what works and what doesn't for each person, right?
I mean, that's really why it's wonderful if artists can get together informally. Personally, I'm in a group that meets Wednesday morning. There's not really a teacher, but we sort of teach each other. And that's, of course, what kids get in the classroom. And so even these homeschool kids, we'd like them to have the opportunity to be amongst others, because there's plenty of time to walk around, meet other artists. How did you do this? What material did you use? Where did you get that? I mean, sort of things that you really learn from each other.
There are artists, I'm guessing, that could be listening too that are maybe a little intimidated. I mean, art is
Yes.
such a personal thing,
Yes.
and maybe no one has ever seen their work except maybe immediate family. So how do you kind of get them off the shelf and try to
Well,
get
you
them?
just try to encourage them and know it's a very safe environment. And if it's a generalization, but many artists are shy. I mean, they go to art fairs, but they'd rather sort of sit in the back and have somebody else talk to customers. Like at the gallery, we probably have 20 local artists, which is fabulous, all different media, but probably 4 or 5 of us are the ones that actually work there. It's all volunteer, and then the other people can do their art, live their lives, whatever, but are able to show their art. And again, all of these people are non-professional.
Could you talk about your sponsors for this year's event?
Yeah, we're so lucky. Wyoming Valley, it's a Frank Lloyd Wright structure, but they're struggling. You can imagine maintaining a Frank Lloyd Wright structure. So they're completely volunteer. They have applied for a grant that has been provided by River Valley Arts, which is in Spring Green. So that helps us. We get a subsidy from Association of Wisconsin Artists, who's one of the overall co-sponsors, and then the Richland Area Arts Council. Again, Red Door Gallery is one of our enterprises. We try to donate also. We certainly are able to. That's one of the great things about Wyoming Valley. We can bring in our own food. The grant helps us pay for the judge, pay for the presenter, food. The kids always get some type of gift to encourage them to go on for their arts. So all of those entities are, sponsors for us, as well as, in general, the overall state organization, Association of Wisconsin Artists, gets a grant every year from the state organization, the Arts Board, which we hope will continue. We'll see.
Red Door Gallery is one of our businesses in downtown Richland Center. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, they've been around. I think I might have been there maybe about 15 years. Red Door has been there for over 50 years. We've moved to different locations. We used to be down on Lower Court Street. Right now we're at 148 West Court Street, between Court and Main, the furniture and furnishing store, and then next to us is an insurance agency. We literally have artists that do glass, wood, fiber, ceramics, oil, acrylic, watercolor, a lot of beautiful wood functional kinds of items, and again, close to 20 artists, almost all from the Richland area or surrounding area kind of thing. And then, I mentioned photography. I hope I'm not missing it, but a real mix. Oh, and we have one guy, a young guy, Jake Lee. He does digital art and literally does these fantastic, huge drawings. I think using, I don't know if it's oil or watercolor or markers, but often of odd characters and males and females, often young, and then he uses digital art to project them onto canvas. Very functional wood artists. Scarves, fabric, just a whole bunch of stuff. And it's really fun, the diversity. And when you're there, that's what's interesting. When people come in, they have obviously very different tastes. I mean, like I notice in your station, you have several of Jim Walkendonck's paintings, often of guitars, a wonderful person. He is not in the gallery right now, but he used to be. And he is a very different style of art. And so, like Ricky Bishop is one of our co-coordinators. She and I are helping with the adult, and then Erin Moit-Thering is doing the teens of this program. Ricky teaches for us. I mean, it's one of the many things that we do. She teaches watercolor. She's fabulous. She can take anybody, an entry-level person, and put them in a very supportive environment, very positive about that, and teach them in a simple way which doesn't intimidate them, as opposed to having some kind of huge landscape that's very complicated. Then people think, I can't do this, and then they walk away. Just not the way to do it. So
I've seen adults, especially like retirement age and that kind of thing, that have never painted in their lives.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, here it comes. I mean, is there artistry in all of us, Sally, or how do you see it?
Some people think, I can't draw. I mean, literally, if you take a class from Ricky, yeah, you have to start people at the level that they're at. I mean, I've had friends who want to learn, and they take watercolor, one of the most difficult media to control. They want to do a landscape, one of the most difficult kinds of things. I mean, you need to start people on very simple kinds of things so they can be successful, so they get some confidence. And that's the kind of teacher Ricky is, kind of thing.
And those classes are held right there?
Yeah, we hold them at the gallery. She has a website. We have a Facebook account, Red Door. And we have a website, reddoorgallery.org, all one word. So we try to put promotion out there. Dave at the Richland Observer is a wonderful guy, and we try to put in, as our budget allows, because we're a nonprofit, ads as often as we can here and in local media, area kinds of things. And really, the only reason we're at a Spring Green venue for this is we haven't been able to find a venue that has a really good hanging system in the Richland Center area. But we've been at Schmidt Woodland Hills, a wonderful place. They've been so great to us. We also have to have a place secure for artwork, because we have jewelry. I should have mentioned that. Beautiful jewelry, several 2 and 3 jewelry artists. Joan Bailey, who is our gallery manager as well as our president of the organization, is a fabulous jewelry artist. So that's, one of the things working there is seeing all the things and trying not to buy too much yourself, unfortunately.
Something for everybody.
Yes, yes.
Do you know the hours for Wyoming Valley Cultural Arts Center?
They have really wonky hours. They have to make ends meet. They're trying to start weddings. They have yoga class, but it's very varied, and I honestly, it's too irregular for me to say, unfortunately. The gallery has limited hours, but at least we're able to staff Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 11 to 3, and Saturday from 10 to 2. Again, trying to expand. We certainly cater mostly to locals who are really good about trying to avoid big box stores and coming to get something unique, because a lot of people buy gifts there. And that's a really fun thing for people to do.
A perfect thing. It's not like any other.
No, I mean anniversaries,
Sure.
every time of the year, that kind of thing.
So the deadline is coming up here for entry and payment for the upcoming show. Anything else you wanted to add about this year's show?
I can give my email for questions and contacts. It's Sally, Sally, Probasco, P as in Peter, R-O, B as in boy, A, S as in Sam, C-O, at gmail.com. And my name is all one word, lower left. And then Ricky Bishop is her name, one word, R-I-C-K-I, B as in boy, I-S-H-O-P, at yahoo.com.
Otherwise, we'd encourage people to come out and
certainly,
see the show.
certainly come. If you come just for the presentation and just to watch, it's $5. But to enter, it's $30. And you might want to consider entering online. If you're comfortable doing that, that's much easier. The website would be www.wisc, W-I-S-C, artists, artists.org. And then the gallery always has hard copy applications, and then we can take checks online. You can use a credit card. So whatever works for you. And then again, call us if you have questions. We're happy to answer questions. Again, the gallery is open 11 to 3, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday 10 to 2. And our phone number is 608-649-1700. I'll try again. 608-649-1700.
Okay, good. And if people want to have any other questions, as you mentioned, for the upcoming show at Wyoming Valley Cultural Arts Center, you might want to know how is it going to be displayed? What do I need to do? How is it going to be hung? Those kind of things can be answered too, I'm sure.
Yeah, happy to do that. Again, they have what's called a walker system, which is it's good lighting. But it means every 2D piece has to have a wire and little hooks that the wire goes into. It cannot have what's called a sawtooth, which is that thing that goes at the top of a 2D piece that has little teeth that look like it, because it won't. That can't hang on the system. And then 3D, we will have pedestals to display everything. We will have labels, but we can answer any of those questions. If you stop by the gallery, call us, email Ricky or I, and we can always point you to Erin, who does the teens. If you are someone that has those kinds of questions, we can give you her email and her phone number.
And hopefully area high school art teachers are encouraging their students to do this as well.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to encourage teachers. The thing is, we, as human beings, we undervalue our high school teachers, all teachers, because they are so busy and they're so overworked. So we try to make it easiest as we can for them. But high school teachers, we encourage you because your kids are busy, but you have those kids that are art is their thing. They're not into sports. They're not into, they may be, but often they're not. And so we'd really like them to participate. And again, if you're a homeschooler or you are homeschooled, contact the gallery. We're happy to help you.
It's a call to action now for artists in the Richland Center, Spring Green area, and all of southwest Wisconsin. Again, entry and payment due by Saturday, March 29th. The artwork is due by the 5th, and then the show goes on through the upcoming the 19th of April. So thank you for what you do and encouraging artists in the area, Sally.
Oh, thanks, Phil, so much. And we're hoping people can participate. It'd be a great experience.
We hope so. Come back and see us again.
I sure will. Thank you.
Sally Probaska joining us here on this portion of the morning show.